Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at Goudhout, still not sure how to pronounce that, Goudhout's Odd Paladin. If you've been tuning in to my streams and to a lot of our content, you know we've covered Odd Paladin a lot. We've played a lot of different variations of Odd Paladin. Mech varieties, non-mech varieties, you know, decks that play lots of 1-drops, decks that play not a lot of 1-drops, 1 Divine Favor, 2 Divine Favors, lots of different variants. So we know our way around the deck pretty well, but certainly not as well as someone like Goudhout, who's a phenomenal player, phenomenal deck designer as well. And the great thing is, if you are watching on YouTube, all the links in the description. Jump over to the Hearthstone article, give it a +1, but check out all the detail that Goudhout has put into this deck, into this write-up. If you are an Odd Paladin noob, or you want to get better at Odd Paladin or anything like that, jump over, check that out, read through all of the fantastic detail that's there. We've got matchup data, we've got mulligans, we've got card choices, all of this stuff. It's fantastic. But for those of you who do know your way around the Odd Paladin archetype, we'll talk about a couple of the changes that have happened with the introduction of the latest set, Rhastakhan's Rumble. Mostly we've swapped a turtle out. We've gotten rid of our good friend Tortolan Shellraiser, and we've got Shellraiser? What is it called? Oh my gosh, Jonathan Turtleman. What's his name? Stonehill Defender. We've gotten rid of Stonehill Defender, and instead we've got Ornery Tortoise in here. This is a new turtle, brand new turtle from Rhastakhan's Rumble. It's a 3-mana 3/5, which is huge stats, absolutely beastly stats, especially in neutral. And Battlecry deal 5 damage to your hero, so not super relevant, the damage. I think most of the games with Odd Paladin, as soon as you start to kind of lose your grip on the board, and if you don't have any of those like Vine Cleavers, or a big counter punch, then you just kind of die anyway. You'll die if you're on 30, you'll die if you're on 10. So I think the damage is not super duper relevant, but hopefully we'll kind of find out as we play the game how relevant that is. The other new addition we've got is Saronite Taskmaster. This is coming in over the place of one of the 1-drops. Goudhout has chosen to cut Argent Squire, I believe, in this case, keeping the Acheris veterans in here. But Saronite Taskmaster is just a big body, 1-mana 2/3. It's going to trade very well with a lot of things. The Death Rattle, summoning a 0/3 with Taunt, is definitely relevant, especially in a deck full of minions. In a deck that is full of minions that are usually smaller than 3 power, so we are going to have to trade a lot of attacks into it. But the main thing is that it's going to really let us assert our dominance in the early game. This 2/3 body is just very big, and if our opponent doesn't have a counter Saronite Taskmaster, we can hopefully control the board. The rest of the cards in here are a typical mix of Odd Paladin cards. We've got the fantastic late game Vine Cleaver, Corridor Creepers in here in case we see a lot of board clears. This is my favorite selection of kind of late game cards, the double Fungalmancer, Leroy, double level up, Vine Cleaver. I'm not a big fan of the Stormwind champions or anything like that. Would rather capitalize on these cards that provide a bit more of an immediate amount of value. We've got the 3-drops with two Divine Favors, which we've talked about before. I'm going to trust Goudhout's decisions on this one, but usually not a fan of the second Divine Favor. Raid Leader, Unidentified Mole, and the typical selection of 1-drops. So the things that we're going to be paying attention to for this deck are basically just the new cards, Ornery Tortoise and Saronite Taskmaster. Mostly the Ornery Tortoise. If we need more late game kind of value with the Stonehill Defender, might consider making that change back. But I think this is a strong deck, and hopefully we get some wins. Let's go.
With honor, I will command the light. Okay,
here with a Paladin Mirror. Presumably going to be a Odd Paladin Mirror. We'll keep the Lost in the Jungle. Send the rest back. Double Lost in the Jungle. Kind of not ideal there.
None will survive.
Ooh, not a mirror. But we did draw big old Bricku. Big old brick. So let's kind of lean on our hero power to get things done.
duty. The battle.
Mind if I roll need?
Do you mind if I roll the need?
Reporting for duty.
Don't particularly want to run into a consecrate here, so a coin consecrate rather. So we'll leave the Lost in the Jungle at home. It's also just a great tool to pair with the level up, especially turn 6. So this is looking like the Holy Wrath with the Holy Wrath Paladin. Yeah, we'll just get some more Silverhand recruits, and if they don't have level up, if they don't have consecrate or wild pyro, they're probably dead. But we do have a great follow-up turn with like hero power, corridor creeper for free, righteous protector, maybe even throw the Lost in the Jungle in there, but I think we'll keep the Lost in the Jungle for this level up. They basically have to, for every level up we have, they have to have an equality. Timeout really good here. Timeout very good. Well, let's see if they have the equality. I guess they could also have Pyro Consecrate. Pyro Coin Consecrate. I see. Well, we do have to trade with both of those Pyromancers, so... or we can do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, leave our opponent on 9, we have a Leroy in play. No, we'll trade. Yeah, and then we'll just get more... We'll just use our hero power. Really just force our opponent to have something else. And as soon as they have that something else, then we can flood back onto the board and they have to have another something else. What you got here? True Silver Champ? True Silver Hog Champ. Making some space for our Leroy, I see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, the rest. GG. So we had a little bit of an awkward opener, but our opponent, we took the risk that our opponent wouldn't have a specific answer. They didn't have the answer, and we rode that level up to victory. Ride that wave. Stay wavy. Okay, here against the Warrior. Got an interesting hand here. On the play, got the Saronite Taskmaster, got the Lost in the Jungle. Got the Ornery Tortoise. I think we'll keep the Taskmaster and the Tortoise and send back the Lost in the Jungle. Especially against Warrior, you know, Warpaths, things like that. But Odd Warrior, maybe it allows us to get ahead. I think this is an interesting situation. Interesting mulligan. Probably one that Goudhout would have a lot of opinions on.
None will survive.
Let me know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. Would you have kept the Lost in the Jungle there? Would you have sent back the Saronite Taskmaster? Would you have sent back the Horny Turtle, the Ornery Tortoise? Now this is a crossroads. I think this might be a matchup where we can actually go for Blessing of Might. It doesn't get killed by Slam. Our opponent can't shield bash it. They could have... I think we're going to go for it. This is kind of against my better judgment. Just because we don't know what our opponent's up to. But we might be able to sneak a lot of damage under our opponent's... Yeah. Sneaking that damage.
Stand down! Stand down!
The issue with this is that we are not using our hero power a lot, which is one of the strengths of the deck. That's why we're playing odd, to use our hero power a bunch.
I'm fast and
Yeah. Off the top too with the buff. Unfortunate. So back to the game plan.
reporting for duty.
Getting some boys out here. We got a good play next turn with the Fungal Mancer or possibly Raid Leader. Hero power. Do I need to update Boggles? What are you thinking? What do you want to add to the Boggles list? Anything tasty? Oh my gosh, is that also off the top? Yeesh. Our opponent is making some plays. Is this attacks and kills? So we could go Raid Leader, trade, Silverhand, or we could go Fungal Mancer. No, we want to be using our hero power as much as possible.
Reporting for battle. The battle.
Ugh. Imagine giving the new Saronite Divine Shield this thing. Yeah.
Mushroom power. The battle. The battle.
The light dims, but we fight.
Alright. As much as our opponent's been getting some very good reactive cards, we might be able to get this game done with the Vine Cleaver. Time to get ready for stream. Have good card fights. No worries. Moogie, it's been great to have you. We'll definitely go check out your painting stream. Hopefully painting a nice big Gator Man today. Good luck. Oh, that is not a great play. I think you're dead, friend. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, not dead on board, but very dead to this Vine Cleaverino.
For justice.
Whew. Jeez. I mean, as much as we complained that our opponent was getting good rips, admittedly we had a very aggressive draw. I think we made the right play in choosing to go aggressive as opposed to conservative. I think what probably should have tipped us off, we should have had more confidence in that because we had the Vine Cleaver, that getting extra damage in early is really valuable when you have the Vine Cleaver because it does provide you just with so much reach. Yeah, GG's. Okay, here with another Paladin matchup. We're on the coin this time. So, feels like we should go with the Taskmaster and the Ornery Tortoise. I think we feel good about that. Tortoise, if our opponent also doesn't have a Tortoise, our Tortoise could be very good, because it usually can get a couple of trades off if this is the mirror. If it's not the mirror, our opponent's on some kind of more combo-y version.
The light dims, but we
I'm gonna go with the Firefly here, rather than the Taskmaster.
Reporting for duty.
Happy to trade here. And hero power.
Reporting for duty. What?
Thekal. Yep, so this is looking like another Holy Wrath deck. Or possibly some kind of cool heal deck. Cool healing.
the light dims, but we fight.
So another deck that we kind of have to be careful of. You know, our opponent's likely going to have 2 Consecrations.
To battle! To battle!
It's a bit of a tempo play here. Not really setting ourselves up for a good level up, but we do immediately control the board, and I think a lot of these Holy Wrath decks don't have a lot of big minions in them. Imagine the Shield Slam. That'll be a big Shield Slam. Imagine that big Shield Slam on a Wrath Guard. But yeah, a lot of these kind of combo-y Paladin decks don't have a lot of big bodies in them. So by taking the board this early, it hopefully is going to put our opponent on the back foot. Timeout? Sure.
Mushroom punch! Reporting for duty.
So if they're going to quality consecrate us, I guess the question is, do we want to play a Righteous Protector because it survives the consecrate? It survives this single damage clear, survives the consecrate or 1 mild pyromancer, or do we want to play the Ornery Tortoise because that forces them to have a quality because that's the only thing that it dies to? This is definitely a situation where we would rather have our Corridor Creepers in our hand. Pyro quality? Yep, so we were better off playing the Righteous Protector, but can't win them all.
Reporting for duty.
That mage playing Odd Pally, not very cash money.
Friend, lol.
Oh my gosh. How dare you? How dare you insult my deck choices? Alright, we've done more damage to ourselves than we've done to our opponent. Our opponent's done more damage to themselves than anyone's done. Ooh, Spike Ridge Steed. No Ironbeak Owls in the deck. It's gonna make it very tough. Thank you, that mage, for the 500 biddies.
For justice. Reporting for duty. To battle. To battle.
Hopefully our opponent doesn't have like a Lanessa next turn. But they're 1 equality down, so I'm very keen to get this level up off once we can kind of maybe get 4 or 5 Thalmos. Fortunately, Thalmos is something that has to die. Unidentified model. What did we get? Taunt? That's the bad one.
Reporting for duty. For justice. Reporting for duty. To battle. To battle.
Alright, do they have the other equality, is the question? Or do they have Pyro Consecrate? Even just regular Consecrate is fine here. No, they have the second equality. And the Consecration. Alright, that's unfortunate. You know, we would have wanted to have traded in, especially now. We're actually on 10.
For justice. Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
Alright, we're back in there. But if our opponent has Shrink Ray, which is not... There's no consistent amount of Shrink Rays to see in a lot of these combo Paladin decks. Is this the other Consecrate? Looks like it.
The light bends to my will.
Yeah, wow, that's a great time.
Reporting for duty.
Prove your worth. Prove your worth.
Prove you are worth Kerr.
The battle! The battle! Job's done.
Alright. We still... like, this Baku's actually okay now. If our opponent doesn't have the Shrink Rays, doesn't have the equalities, it might actually get there. Question is, what does our opponent have? If they have Shavala...
This dungeon
well, Nessa's not so bad. It's just Spike Ridge Steed, right? Two Lanessas? It's a lot of Spike Ridge Steeds.
I will silence
The battle!
their screams.
Alright. If you could recommend a budget deck to someone, what would it be? Depends how budget. If we're talking like one legendary budget decks, I would say Odd Paladin, probably. I would usually say some kind of Hunter with Deathstalker Rexar, but I think Baku is a better craft right now. If it's a zero legendary deck, maybe Combo Priest,
Reporting for duty.
maybe some kind of Tempo Mage. Oh, that's not a great draw. And this Pyro, doing a big threat.
Slay them!
Slay them.
The battle! For justice! The battle! Reporting for duty.
Well, we're on one. If they have a spell, we're dead. Actually, no, because it'll kill both of their
Well met.
minions. Oh no, we're just dead. How did we miss that? Oh well. We goofed, and that's okay. It's okay. I see you on YouTube. I see you typing that comment. I see you putting that timestamp in. It's okay. It's okay. I appreciate you all for pointing out all my goofs, helping me learn. Definitely don't appreciate the people who tell me that I'm a piece of shit. Anyway, we're going to take a look at this this deck. Goudhout's Odd Paladin. We had a whole bunch of fun with this deck. I think that Ornery Tortoise is a really interesting addition to the list. I think maybe a bit of a metagame choice as to trying to be a bit more aggressive on board, and just this turtle being pretty hard to kill, at least in the current environment. So I really like that. I also really like the Saronite Taskmaster. I think this adds a whole bunch to the deck, and I'm really looking forward to Odd Paladin once the next rotation happens, because we're still going to have Saronite Taskmaster, but we're going to have to switch things up and, you know, change from a level up deck to something different. So Saronite Taskmaster gives me a bit of hope that Odd Paladin will last into the future. But it's time for us to go, if you are watching this on YouTube, All links down in the description, including link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Jump over there, give Goudhout a +1, leave a lovely thoughtful comment, as I know you will. All my links are down there as well, including link over to Twitter. That's the best place to catch me, and on Twitch we stream all of the videos that we do create. And until next time, stay safe, stay wavy, level up your game. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.